Okay. Okay, I want to finish up Amir and start Mechabetz. Mechabetz, Sif Yud Aleph. That'll be the last Sif in Shin Mem that we're doing for now. To come back to, I think it's Sif Ches, is Makav Patish. We get to Makav Patish, we'll do it. There's one of the Simanim Sifim there of Borer. And L'maisa Ma'amr is an interesting malacha. Oh, does someone have the salt? Can you pass me the salt? I don't know if anybody noticed, but the Gemara there says about Malach Milcham and Milchasa. So if you want to know what a Milchasa looks like, somebody discovered that on this salt package, you could see here, this is a salt minor. What do they call these guys? Major? Minor? Want to pass it around? It looks like. And the Nukuda here is, you're making piles of salt. Piles of salt. Eventually it's getting into the shaker, right? So, really the malacha of Ma'amer, the way I understand it, is a transitional malacha. You're going from taking it out of the ground, making the piles, and then eventually bringing it to your salt shake. Do you have any of those Recall cans? Do you have a Recall can? Anything? Okay. Ricola? What? Ricola. No, don't worry about it. Okay. I need a voice. Okay. So it's a transitional malacha. And therefore, L'maisa, we have a number of Rishonim, who say that the malacha is going to be, our cameraman arrived. The malacha is going to be in the Sada, right? When Avram, you want to light the menorah? Light the menorah? Yeah. When you, after you pick the fruit, or you pick the wheat, Shiloh, maybe you need to make bundles out of them, omrim or not, but then you bring it into the house afterwards, or wherever you're storing the wheat. Transitional malacha. That's by the Av. What about by the Tolda of making Tvela? Everyone knows what Tvela is? Tvela? They sell these packages of, you can buy it, what do they call it?
Figs or pressed figs.
Pressed figs, right. Well, thank you very much. Pressed figs. So, the matzah, it looks like it's a paste. They might even call it paste or a dough.
Oh, the dough?
Dough. No, I'm saying, but they call it dough. They make it into like a sort of a paste out of figs. I don't know how they get around the bug problems. What? Okay. What? They crush it. Pretty well, I hope. In any event, so L'maisa, if we were going with Svara over here, I would think Bishlama Ma'amir has to be in the Sadeh, right? You're harvesting in the Sadeh. You're bringing it into wherever you're storing the wheat. So you need to meet a Merlacha. So it's going to be in the field. But L'maisa, where do you make this Tevela? Usually make Tevela probably inside in your factory or wherever you're making the Tevela. So I don't know if they pick it straight in the field and then make it Tevela and bring it inside. So I would think Svara that you don't really need to make it in the Sada, right? And if you look at the Rambam, L'maisa, the Rambam was the Makor of this then. And we mentioned, the Yimshalmi says that for every Av, there's 39 Toldas. So the Rambam is always going to bring a Tolda. He's always going to bring a Tolda. Excuse me. And the Rambam in, where is it here? Parches. You know how the Marmakomos? Want to give me the Marmakomos for a second? Ma'amer? Yeah, the Rambam over here. What? Is that the right one? Yeah. Right, so the Rambam here says, Parches Hey. No. Sorry. Yeah, right, Parches Lachavav, I'm sorry. Hamakabitz Develev, Osavedu Eagle, Vichnas Achevel Behen, told us Ma'amer. He doesn't say where it is. It doesn't say where it is. You can learn either way. But Lamaisa, when you get to Perek Kaf Aleph, where the Ram brings a Tani Derabanan, so the lush of the Ram there is Hamadavik Peres Ad Shenasa Guf Echad Chayiv Misham Amer Lefikach Misham Spazer Lo Peres B'Chatzer Malak El Yad V'Ochel V'Chulei. No. Shim YasikEderech Shos B'Chol. Why do you have to take a little bit at a time and eat it a little bit at a time? Why can't you gather a lot at once? Shim YasikEderech Shos B'Chol Shem Yichshuv Yado B'Tolo Kupa V'Yavu De'imor. Right? So it sounds like if my pears get nispazer in the chatzar, so, 1 second. Pears b'chatzar, malak al yad yad, right. Shim yasik derek shol, shema yichva shem yad v'yavad de'imor. Right. Which is the Tolda the Rambam spoke about. So where is that happening? Where is that happening? Is it happening in the Sadr, or is that happening in the Chatzar? What would you say? Chatzar. Anyone say differently? What?
Some people put the Rambam means.
Where? In the Sadr, right. Eli Rabba says it. Okay. L'maisa. What's that? In the kupa?
It's in a basket.
Most people don't grow dates in a basket. Or figs, right? Figs. What?
It's not Makam Gidolei.
It's not Makam Yidulo.
Prima Godim says mashma either way.
Either way. What?
Prima Godim says mashma, the Rambam doesn't matter.
But it says chatzero. Right, it says chatzero, even chatzar, right? Forget about the basket, it's in the chatzar. It says chatzar, right? But Yoel's pointing out the Eli Rabbah, and I think the Shulchan Aruch also seems to learn that way. Right? Shulchan Aruch. What's that? Okay, but there's a chashash derabanan here. It's a good question. There's a chashash derabanan, right? By peros that spilled in my chutzner, and now I collect them, and now what am I going to do? What's the problem with gathering them up? What's the problem with gathering them up? Yeah, I'm going to put them in a basket and then squeeze them, and then that'll be ma'amer, right? So you're right. It was already gathered up, but what's the chashash? What's the gzero atu? Right? What's the gzero atu? So as you always mentioned, I didn't remember seeing the Eli Rabbah, but the Magen of Ram certainly seems to learn like that, right? The Magen of Ram says, "Who should Makam Gidula," right? And he's going on the Shulchan Aruch, which is quoting Lashon Rambam, right? And the Kesef Mishnah, okay, it's a shaila. The Kesef Mishnah on this Rambam brings the Ramach, who says Makam Gedulo, right? Just as the Ramach doesn't seem to learn the Rambam like that because he asked on the Rambam, but the way that the Kesef Mishnah and the Magen Ram seem to learn the Rambam, is that it's Makam Gedulo. Right? What? Oh yeah, what does he say? No, that's true. It's generally Makam Gedula. What about by the Tolda? That's by the okay. Anyway, but the question is, Yoel, could you answer that question? It seems to be going against the Rambam. As he's pointing out, it's in B'chatzar. So how do you get around this problem? The Rambam's lashon is that it happened in the Chatzar. It happened in the Chatzar. What does it say here? It's spilled in the Chatzar. Where did this go? Yeah, here it is, right? Lo yitei l'toch hasav, lo l'toch hakupa, k'derech shos b'chol, shim as k'derech shos b'chol, shem yichus shem b'yado b'toch hakupa, v'yavad de'imor. It's happening in the Chutz, right? Rabbi Hirsch, you saw this? You're giving a chabur on this, no? What? Yeah, okay. Fine. So, it's a pella, right? It's a pella. Found Magen Avraham, Beis Yosef, right? Eli Rabbi, you're telling me.
depend on whether you're collecting it or you're making it one?
What?
If you're collecting it versus making it one. If you make it rufecha, then that's a chatzah. If it's you just collect it, that's definitely not going to be.
No, but the problem is that they're all learning that the told is also makam gidulo. Now, l'maisa, I could hear that the told has to be like the av. If the av is makam gidulo, this is makam gidulo. Maybe the chiyuv is only when you make it actually in the field and you transport it in as blocks, like these salt guys. You know, is salt going around? I don't know the way they make the blocks of salt. But thing. Oh, good. What? He brings Ramach. Right. Right, that's the problem, right. No, the Ramach didn't learn the Rambam like himself. Right, so it's, I don't know, we saw it in the back, they talk about it a little bit, but it sounds like the Kesef Mishnah is coming to explain the Rambam. Sounds like it's coming to explain the Rambam. Okay. Anyway, so it's a starka kasha. Lamaisa, the Mishnah Berurah is machmer, yeah, and it's going to be an nafkamina, right? A person in his house, and this was when someone once brought me the shaila. They had to make some sort of homeopathic medicine made of like different fruits, dried fruits pressed together. I don't know what they can do on Shabbos. According to what we're saying now, it's going to be asur. Yeah, it's going to be asur. But l'mayis, you have the Magen Avraham, you have the Shulchan Aruch, the Eli Rabbah. You have to see the other Achronim who take this on. Okay, so I want to tell you a chiddush. The Israelis maybe will be able to help me out and let me know if they agree with this or not. But it's like this. If you look at the Rambam by Mashve Gumos, where is this? Perek Chaf Aleph Gimel. It's not in the sheets, but I'll read it to you. Nashim of Sachakais Be'egozim, you know? Women used to be a lot more bored in those days. They didn't go to Beis Yaakov, they didn't have jobs, and so what are they doing all day long? Okay, taking care of the kids. But they're playing with a gozim and shkedim. Asur l'sachik b'hem b'Shabbos. Shem yavu l'hashvos gumos. Yeah? They might come to Imashva gumos. Right?
Didn't have phones also.
What's that?
Didn't have phones at all.
Phones, yeah, what else? What else do women do today? Go shopping. Well, also l'chabed, right? All men know that women don't do anything all day long. Okay, they only have like 500 jobs they do. Okay, but also l'chabed tzarkarka, shema yashva gumos. Elam kein rotzav. We know the halacha. We did in the Gemara, you're not supposed to sweep the floor unless it's rotzav ba'avanim. Today, the most floors are paved, so okay, we sweep the floor. But there's an interesting diuk in the lashon here in the Rambam. By nashim, he says shema yavu lahashvos gumos, and by sweeping the karka, he says shema yashva gumos. He leaves out the word yavu. So I want to suggest like this, yeah, that if you're sweeping the floor right now up in north, there's a problem, yeah. As you're sweeping, you're making gumos, right? That's what sweeping does, right? Eventually, even if like a little bit you're sweeping gently, or maybe it's off the dirt, you're gonna make pashtus is a psikresha. You're gonna make a guma. What? Oh, flattening the ground. You flatten the ground, right? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, even more, right? Yashva gumos, enochnami, right? Yashva gumos, right? Okay. You'll flatten out the ground, which is a shaila bona b'karka. We'll get to that next month. Right? But what about these women who are playing with their agozim and shkedim? Yeah? So, there it says, Shema Yavo Lahashos Gumos. Right? So, is it clear that they're going to make gumos right now? Right? L'maisa, I'd like to suggest like this. There's certain activities which Chazal asked because they're a psikresha. The Rambam writes in the beginning of Perek Chaf Aleph, a very important Rambam, I'll read it to you. He says there are two times when we make Yisrei D'Rabbanan. The Rambam writes like this. Ner Torah Tishbos. This is Perek Chaf Aleph Aleph. Afilu midvarim she'ena malacha chayiv lishpos b'hem. Dvarim harbe asur chamim. Dvarim asur mipnei she'im domim l'malacha. Dvarim asur gzera shema yavu mehen yisur skila. Right? That's interesting. Yavu. Yavu mehen yisur skila. Okay. So, there's some things which are similar to malacha, and some things which are yavu mehen yisur skila. Come from them. Yeah? Right. So now, when the Rambam brings sweeping the floor, that's also derabanan, because pashtus you're going to be masha gumos how you do that. It's not what's it called? It's a psik reisha. It is a psik reisha. It's psik reisha masha gumos. Okay, probably it depends on what type of ground it is, etc. What type of ground it is. But Isaac, why is it sweeping the floor of psik reisha? It's not a psik reisha? What? Okay, we have to get to Shalom Zayin there. It speaks about it, but right. Okay, laniach that it's current psik reisha, but the ma'isa the chashash is right now, as you're sweeping, you're going to be mashagumos. The ma'isa though, when the Rambam talks about the nashem, he uses this word yavo. I want to suggest the pshat is that you'll come to. This is not a good activity for women to be doing such a thing, because it's eventually going to cause. That type of activity is going to cause them to be mashva gumos at some point of time, either now or later on at a different time, right? So, im keinem advarim that this diuk is a diuk anachon, right? Yaakov, what do you say? What does yavo mean? It could it's as a talich, right? Im keinem advarim. If we go back to our Rambam, the lashon of the Rambam by us was, that you can't collect pears in the chutzner, right? Why? Because we're worried that you're going to. Avalo yitain lo tochasav lo tochakupa, kederek shos b'chol, shem yas kederek shos b'chol, shem yichshav b'yado b'tochakupa, v'lo yavu yidei imor. Right? Not necessarily now, right? But lamaisa, such a talich is going to cause you to do imor, right? If you do it in the sada, right? Right now, it's not imor, but we don't want to get you used to a practice which is going to be margul yourself, because you'll do it. You'll do it once, you do it twice, you do it 3 times. It becomes your habit. So now when I go to the field to collect the to figs, I'll do it also, right? In that case, it'll be a deraisa. So we're goizer for that case deraisa, and mamela could also be shaykh in the sada as well, right? So lamaisa, we looked around. Nobody in the whole world says this pshat, so maybe we should back off. But lamaisa, the Magen Avram and the Beis Yosef, the Eli Rabbi, you're telling me, they must have had some pshat in the Rambam. So I'm suggesting, could be that that's what they meant, even though they don't speak it out. They just say it's a davar pashut. In the, it has to be makam gedulo. So how they're going to learn this Rambam? Suggesting that would be a possible pshat in the Rambam, and a big yisod, right? That there's times when it goes for the shtalshlis, when the Rambam says yavo, and when he doesn't say that, the chashash is right now. Anyway, al kol panim, l'mayis on that particular shayla, there were a few other sirufim there, that it could be that Emer has to be something which is one second, just Maisa. Maisa wasn't so easy to. It hadn't. It has to be ke'ain that you got it in the sada. So if it was processed already, that's already another reason, which is sort of a similar thing. The process of Emer is the middle stage between harvesting it and bringing it to the house. If it was already treated, which dried fruit is, so that would be another reason why it's not necessarily ma'amer. Anyway, what's that?
The case in the Yerushalmi is raisins.
Raisins, okay. And what did it say about it? You medavik it?
Yeah, I can't read it.
What?
That's
Right. They're in a finished state? That's right. Everybody show me? Is it? Okay. Shatach Sul and Smuken Miswav. Chaim Shem Amer. Hain the Shatach Salin Smuken Mesusla Nikutla Chaim Shem Amer. How do you translate it?
No idea.
No idea. Oh.
Afterwards, I think it's looking at reasons, no?
But is it saying that you put them together afterwards?
It's the verb in the Haida, I think says.
You medavik them?
In Kovtz on the Hana, Chaim Shemam, it's not saying that. It's saying that way you just gather them together.
Right, okay. So it's no raya. Okay. In any event, Tein l'chacham v'yakamod, but the Yisoda Dvarim is that the way that these Achronim are learning, Shulchan Aruch and the Magen Avraham, is that it has to be something which is a middle stage in between the harvesting and the thing, and then therefore even something which be'etz you don't need it because it doesn't. The Tolda doesn't seem to need that. Should be daf from Makam Gedulo, but in Laisa that's the Gdaras and Malacha, and Mila it's not going to change. Okay. Anyway, that is as far as Ma'amar goes, and we'll hear more from Rav Hirsch, Bezrat Hashem, coming up. So I'm going to turn off the camera. Yeah, thank you.